say that when you get a new hammer, everything looks like a nail. And while it certainly could be argued that, bringing an iPhone into a classroom is nothing more than a teacher wielding her or his new hammer, I would argue that there are several very innovative uses of this technology, and today we're going to talk about a few of them. Rather than go through the whole plethora of educational apps that are available on the App Store, I'm going to focus more on some of the native features built into the iPhone. And built onto that, I'll touch on some of the apps. The first feature is a built-in camera, which can capture photos, and for those of you who have a new iPhone, video as well. So whether it be to capture digitally student work such as artwork or a piece of writing, or perhaps something that a student or a group of students has constructed in class, the iPhone is quite a capable digital camera for capturing all those moments instantly. Using a display device connected to the camera, such as this computer here, or even a large screen display, those images can instantly be used as a springboard to class discussions or presentation or student reflection. So being not only able to talk about something, but able to see it visually, being able to take that information in multiple forms of media can only add to the depth of learning. So okay, any digital camera can do that, can capture photo. Most digital cameras can capture video as well. But what takes it to the next level for me anyways are the apps that can be downloaded onto the iPhone to manipulate those photos. For example, this is Color Splash. And what Color Splash does is it can take any photo that you've just captured, or perhaps one that you've saved from a different location, and turns it into a black and white photo, and then wherever you touch on the screen can reveal the original color that was in the photo. So here you've got a black and white, and boom, the original color, that contrast can make it look very powerful and professional in just moments. Comic Touch is a really fun app where, again, it can access the photo that you've just taken or one that you had on your computer. And you can add, just like in a comic book, you can add the word bars, you can add thought bubbles, speech bubbles. There are even special effects or manipulations you can make to your photo using Comic Touch. So capturing photos or video, editing those photos and video with some really neat apps, that's all good. But what makes it great for me is then the ability, using your 3G network or using your wireless network that you may be connected to, those photos can be emailed or sent via MMS to anyone, be it to the teacher's account to create a digital repository, or perhaps it's to the student themselves, or even a parent. Imagine getting a photo of something that happened in class, or reflection that a student has done on a photo. Again, that ability to email after manipulating and taking the photo right on the same device makes it a really neat device. For any of you who've seen Animoto.com for digital storytelling, and there's even an educators section to Animoto.com. Animoto also has an iPhone application where you can capture photos from that you've taken on your iPhone and turn them into some stunning video presentations that mixes in music and special, transitional effects that look just absolutely amazing. Can be done instantly. The next aspect of the iPhone I'd like to talk about is a built-in audio recorder. As you may know, there's a built-in microphone that's a decent quality that can capture things, audio in class, such as class discussions, or perhaps as a student reading a piece of writing that they've read, or describing a concept that they've just learned. Those recordings can be organized using the iPhone's interface. And similar to the photo and videos, this multimedia can be emailed or sent via MMS, which again, imagine as a parent receiving a little voice memo of your child reading a book that they had just finished reading, or describing a concept they had just learned. The next aspect of the iPhone that I'd like to talk about is the built-in iPod that allows you to access your music library digitally. We all know how music can move us emotionally and immerse us in a moment, and being able to access your song library using the headphone jack that's built into the iPhone. It's the same size headphone jack as the connector for computer speakers. It can also be connected to a classroom FM system so that those songs can be shared instantly aloud with the entire class. So we take that and then we add the fact that there's a built-in iTunes store on the iPhone, and now we realize that there are millions of songs at our fingertips. A very short but true story. A few years back, I was reading a story with my students. We were reading out of the particular reader, and there was a story, and I don't remember the name of the story, but in one part of the story, in the background, they were playing a Bob Dylan song called Leopard Skin Pillbox Hat. And my students kind of giggled when they'd heard that, and I'd never heard the song either. It was before all of our time. But so while I didn't have an iPhone at that time, I did have access to iTunes, and instantly we were able to find the song, download it, and listen to it. And I mean, it took a normal, you know, everyday learning experience, and it made it something really memorable and far more immersive for the students. So there are television episodes, and there are music videos, and educational podcasts. I mean, there are thousands of podcasts available through the iTunes store. Take, for example, the one at the top of this screenshot. This is a video podcast where stories are actually being read aloud with pictures to students. So if you have the connector cables that you can purchase from Apple, they're about 50, 60 bucks. You can connect it to a projection device, and instantly you're watching, some educational content on your large screen. Or perhaps if it's just an audio podcast, you can listen to it as a class, or maybe it's just a single student who's listening to it at a moment of free time. The final topic I'm going to cover today is the iPhone's ability to, through the App Store, to publish content directly to the internet, right from the device, so that when a moment is captured, either through photos or text or video or what have you, those moments can be uploaded to the internet. For example, photos to the online photo sites such as Flickr, or using the WordPress app to any blog that's powered by WordPress. And that includes edublogs.org, that includes wordpress.com. It also includes installed WordPress blogs on your own server from wordpress.org or WordPress multi-user. Anything that runs on WordPress, you can connect to this iPhone app and publish right from the iPhone, including photos, text, and otherwise. And it's not just WordPress. There's a Blogger application, there's TypePad, and several others as well. So in summary, what we're talking about is a device that can capture student learning as it's happening in digital form, audio, video, still photos, text, whatever. Using that device to share that media or publish it to the internet. And let's not forget, I mean, it is a phone. It can be used as a cell phone to connect with others that way as well. It has a speakerphone built into it. It has the ability to add a third call and to do conference calling. So you've got a number of options, even with the phone capability itself, which we really haven't touched on. Most importantly, it's about engaging students and using that multimedia, capturing those teachable moments, those learnable moments as they happen, and being able to share them or talk about them or capture them meaningfully. It's really what it's all about. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.